I'm so sorry. We just turned it on the sound. Thank you for saying something.
We're gonna learn this now. It's
Okay, sorry. So let me just step back just 1 second, and I'm talking about Chame Tveria. Ada, it's amazing. The Gemara says that when there was the Mabul, the Eibishter closed the hot water springs, and he left a few of them. Rashi says he left a few of them opened. Why? Because some human beings could use it. That this hot water coming from under the ground has unbelievable medicinal qualities, and it's very healthy for people. And some people need it, and the Eibishter made it should be open and available for these people. And Gemara talks about different Tanoim, V'Amayroim. They used to go bathe in Chamas Geder, which is right next to Tveria. So that's why, as I said, 25 years ago, I said to my wife, we were in Eretz Yisrael, and I said, we were going to go Friday, we were going to drive to Yerushalayim. So I said, we'll go to the mikveh in Chamas Geder, because that's a natural mikveh. It's come under the ground. It's great mikveh. And then we'll go to Yerushalayim. Like I said, we got there. There's not a single person there. Not a single person there. And the unbelievable. The water has such a smell from sulfur. It smells like 10,000 rotten eggs. But it's hot and it's very healthy. I remember there were big signs: pregnant women not allowed to go in. So
Yamanach also is very beneficial.
yeah, but it's different than Yamamach. It's a ganz another Zach. And that was it. I remember it was a beautiful place. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous place. So let's go back to the Mishnah. And I'm sorry for those that joined us. So Yerchanan, for you, we're going to start the Mishnah again. I'll read it very fast. Daf Lamed Chet Samad Beis Mishnah. Einois and Beitzim Mitzad Ameichem Shul Shitas Galgal. You're not allowed to put an egg in the side of the pot that it should get cooked. You're not allowed to crack an egg into a cloth that's hot. As we explained, that we're talking about a toildus hachama. It got hot from the sun. The person is not going to know how the cloth got hot, and he's going to think it got hot from an oven, and that's also. And Rabbi Yossi doesn't hold of the achshash, and therefore he says, just like the sun is not considered cooking, the toil sacham is not considered cooking. However, you're not allowed to put the egg in hot sand or dust, and the Gemara explain why. They brought a pipe of cold water into the hat. The hat is very hot, so they put a pipe of cold into hot. Amr lam Chacham said, Im b'Shabbos, k'Chacham shochem b'Shabbos v'asorim berech litzol l'shtiyah. Chacham said, if it's Shabbos, that we look at it like water
It's getting cooked on Shabbos.
that's good and cooked on Shabbos, and it's also berech litzol
It's
l'shtiyah.
cooked already. You just lower the temperature. It's cooked already. In other words, there's boiling hot water there.
No, but they put cold water into here.
So if you would take a cup and put it inside this without the cold water, it's cooked.
But the water that you put in is cold. You cook this cold water.
So if you take from a cliche shop, the cliche, you want to put cold water, right?
I don't want to talk Klidish and Klishaini Klishishi. There's three pshatim and toises in this story alone. And the next toises will talk about Klidish and Klishaini Klishlishi. Said, Im b'Shabbos k'cham shochem b'Shabbos v'asorim b'chetz v'shtiyah. And b'Yom Tov k'cham shochem b'Yom Tov. If it's in Yom Tov, it's as if you heated up this water on Yom Tov. Fasurin b'rechitzu mutar b'shtiyah. Hot water on Yom Tov, and it would be also rechitzu would be mutar b'shtiyah.
So you can't go into this hot bathing water
On Shabbos, on Yom Tov.
You could, right?
We'll have to wait for the Gemara. The Gemara is a back and forth, and it's very engaging. The Gemara soon. We'll get into it. Like I said, it's important sugya because the Maisa. This is Shimon Shin Chavav in Shulchan Aruch. It's negay holds and Hilchos Yom Tov. To know are you allowed to, what are you allowed to wash with warm water? One of the other veraglov, kol gufa. You're allowed to take a shower. You're not allowed to take a shower on Yom Tov. So that's going to be the sugya. Okay. By the way, talking about Chametz Tveria, the Eibishter left that there should be hot water last summer. Yeah, last summer. That was in Iceland. and there's an unbelievable phenomenon. No one
Seltzer
pays
water.
the seltzer. Remember the seltzer water?
Yeah, she spoke about it.
And the other thing is, no one pays no one has hot water tanks, and no one pays for heating up hot water. They have so much underground hot water, a mayonnaise of hot water, fresh hot water, not sulfur hot water, fresh hot water. Elamai, they have a tank in the house to cool off the water.
So hot.
It's so hot. But you could take a shower for 100 hours and you're still going to have hot water.
Like a Shemesh, always going.
No, the Dud Shemesh in Israel.
After a half hour, an hour, they're
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, exactly. But this, it comes from under the ground. There's no end. You could take a shower for mamish 100 hours and they don't pay a nickel.
How cold does it get there in the winter?
It gets pretty cold. Yeah.
There's-
And it's just gefährlich. It's not like, it doesn't.
What's the spring weather and the summer weather like? Average.
Summer average day is 60 degrees in the summer.
Why do you think Donald Trump wanted?
No, he wants Greenland.
Oh,
He wants Greenland. Greenland take kalt. And Greenland takis is
It's very funny. Iceland is not really ice. Greenland is the one full of ice.
yeah. Iceland is green and Greenland is ice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of oil over there.
Oh, the oil they have. And
By Iceland?
no, not Iceland, Greenland. Greenland.
That's why America wants it.
Yeah,
You
that's
want
what
the oil
America
from
wants it.
Greenland,
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
the oil from Cuba, you want the oil from Iran. Then you
And
control the
from
world.
Venezuela.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Then they control the world.
What does it? Baruch Hashem, we're going good. We're going good.
Now we produce our own oil through different ways without even going to the countries. When it stopped, last administration is going now. He's going back, starting to the water.
Oh, yeah. We're doing good.
Full of oil. We're like Usher.
Yeah. We're like kosher.
Yeah.
We're blessed with a lot of oil. But it's amazing. And it turns out that Eretz Yisrael is also blessed with a lot
But
of.
they gave back to Sinai Desert that tons of oil there.
Yeah, the Rebbe was so upset about it. And the Rebbe was so upset about it.
But they found in the water now, in the ocean now, they found tons of oil, natural gas.
And they made a Heskem a few years ago to give part of it to the Hezbollah. Verstehst? To Lebanon. In Lebanon, it's very hard to know the nafkamina between Hezbollah and the Lebanese.
Yeah, it's like in China, they all look the same.
It's anti-Iran in the soil.
Yeah.
They have their hands all over. You have the bakom.
Yes. Sure.
Sag die Gemara. Ibaya lahu. Bnei Yeshiva gefragt a Shaila. Bnei Yeshiva gefragt a Shaila. Sag Gemara. Daf Lamed Ches Lamed Beis. The last line. Ibaya lahu. The Bnei Yeshiva gefragt a Shaila. Gilgal Amai. If a person cooked an egg on Shabbos, what's the din? Amr Yosef. Gilgal chayiv chatas. It's chayiv to bring a korban chatas. Chayda, what's the Gemara Shaila? Obviously.
Deraisa.
So let's read up quick. So before we read the Gemara, let me give my Lanius Daiti push the pshat. Someone could ask, we look at the mevashal or the mizbashal. If you have a hot pot and you put next to it a piece of meat, a piece of fish, even an apple, it's not going to cook. I have a hot pot and I put an apple next to it. Okay, very nice, but it's not going to cook the egg. Because the egg is so easy, Mikale Avishul, that gets cooked so easily, I put it in the side of the pot so it gets cooked. So there's two ways of looking at it. One person could say, we're not looking at the mizbash, we'll look at the mivashul. Could this pot cook a piece of meat from the outside?
No.
No. Fish? No. Apples? No. One lousy egg got cooked. We look at the pot. The pot is not ready to cook. Other way of looking at it is not on the mivashel, it's on the mizbashel. What's the difference? What's like Reb Zusha said, the Benishmeisen, why I wasn't this big tzaddik, that big tzaddik, the other big tzaddik. But Mishmeisen for what's it Benish given Zusha? What's the geya?
Cook cold soup in the refrigerator, you put it in this pot, you cover it, 10 minutes. Then would it do the job?
So that's what someone might say. Now look at that. No, we say, no. We look at the egg. The egg got cooked. That's it. And that's the raya we're going to bring in a minute, and you're going to see the raya with the hot water, that the hot water, which is mediach something, doesn't cook anything. Besides the maliach hayoshan and the kulyas seisponis, the old herring and the tuna steak, these two things, that mamish kala abishul tuna, you could almost eat it raw. Tuna. You see today people eat sushi, they eat it raw. And if you want to cook it a little, even like the Chinese restaurant,
They sear it.
they
from the
sear it.
outside.
Yeah, but then there's
We
a
have it
little
on Shabbos in
fire.
the Kiddush.
Huh?
In the Kiddush, I think we have something that.
Yeah. It looks that way.
Tuna.
So exactly. I think they have it on the. It looks exactly that way. There's tuna, and it looks like from the outside that they sear it a little
A little bit.
Shungit,
And it's still raw inside.
essence, very raw lachila.
Is it healthy to eat it that way?
Apparently, yes. Yeah, apparently, yes. So we see later in the Braise that's considered cooking. This the only two items that little adocha of that water is only for the old herring and for the tuna. Anything else, just because you wash it with a little bit of hot water, either miklishin or either miklisheni. Tais is going to talk about, maybe according to Benatam, talk about either miklisheni, mamish. It's not very hot. The only thing you can cook with an either miklisheni is the tuna. Okay, but lagabi the tuna, you could cook it. Okay, so we're not looking at the mivasha.
That what it means when egg cooks shims galgal again.
As we said before, how do they know the egg is cooked? They would take the egg and they'd roll it down the table. If it rolls good, they knew it was fully cooked.
If it was wobbly, in other
If it
words,
was wobbly, it wasn't cooked.
soft, yeah.
Yeah. Zog the Gemara, Nochem, by the Gilgal Amai. If a person cooked the egg, what's it then? I'm the base of Gilgal Chayv Chatas. Omar Marbre Derbina, we learned in the Braisa. Kol Shabbat B'chameli from the Shabbos, Shana Nice B'chamel Bis Shabbos. Anything that was cooked before Shabbos, you're allowed to soak it in hot water. This is the golden rule of Ein Bishul Achar Bishul. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot. All the summer, we're going to spend a lot of time.
You have to wait after Shabbos if you want to eat Kadesh Yasser.
Oh, we'll deal with it. We'll We're going to talk about the Bakshi pan.
Yeah, we spoke about it a few months
We
ago.
spoke about it. I'm going to bring right before Pesach, 2 weeks before Pesach, 3 weeks before Pesach. I went to Benchi's house and I told him we're giving after Pesach a special Bapshi shear pan, a shear on the Bapshi pan, and he was so excited. He brought me. Otherwise, you're going to have to come. Ben Sichanowitz invented a pan, a special pan called a Bapshi pan. He's named it for his wife, Bapshi.
Serious?
Yeah.
Inventor.
Yeah. He made a lot of inventions in his
It
life.
comes with the kugel.
And you got to make your own kugel. Comes with the recipe of kugel. Okay. Zog de weiter, the Mishnah kol shaba b'cham lifnei Shabbat shara nes b'cham b'Shabbos. Kol shaba loy bo b'cham lifnei Shabbos. Anything that didn't have chaman before Shabbos, you're not allowed to be shoyed b'cham b'Shabbos. But you're allowed to wash it up b'cham. Chutz min amalei chayosh mekul. It says konesh shebachosn zuhi gemar malach. That the hadoch over here is gemar malach. Shma mino. So we see from here, klor raya. What's the raya? Rashi says, "With the Korah Gemara Malach Shema Mino Zel B'Shula V'Chayev." So what's the point? I think the point is like this: that someone might say, "Hayois." I'll say again. Toysa says, according to the Benatam, Hadoch Avir means Idui Meklisheni. So Hayois, it's hot water is in Meklisheni. It can't cook anything. Idui Meklisheni is Yelechter. It's doing nothing. But for the Tunina is the good. For the Maliyah Chayoshon is good. So for that, it's considered Bishul V'Chayev Chatas. Tuna. They call it. Yeah.
Dana tuna.
Yeah.
What Kuya
Kulia says bonus is a steak from a
Spain.
from a fish
Spain.
called tunina. Tuna steak. Old herring that was sitting in the salt and the brine for a long time. Shema Minoza Gemara Taka Guterai. Okay, weiter the Gemara. So the Gemara left came to Sedorim. You're not allowed to crack an egg in a hot in a cloth. So the Gemara, a hot cloth, a hot shmata. You're not allowed to, and you take the crack the egg in the shmata and it cooks it. Because the shmata is very hot. You're not cooking the water, just making it cooler. Not in the gear right now. And he's going to put the cold water into the sun. to warm up the cold water. Leme Rabbi Yossi, only Rabbi Yossi holds of this Mishnah. Everyone agrees that you're allowed to cook in the sun. But if it's from fire or anything that got heated up from fire, everyone will say it's also kipligi. Whereas the machloek is betel de sachama, something which was tel de sachama, like this cloth. You could heat up the cloth in the oven, or you could heat up the cloth under the sun. Marsav Gazirin and told the Sachama to told the Sa'ir. The Rabbanon hold the person that looks doesn't know. And he's gonna see that a Talmid Chacham is gonna cook his egg in a cloth. He's not gonna know that it was Tel the Sachama. He's gonna think it's Tel the Sa'ir, and he's gonna start taking a cloth from the oven and cracking the egg in it, and that's Mamish Bishul B'Shabbos. So the Chadif Chazal made a Gzeira.
Because if you said it before, if you put it in the oven, you won't have the cloth.
Oh, so that's why let's learn the Tosfos in a second. I'll tell you the Tosfos in a second. Tosfos is going to say, Tosfos Taka, the little Tosfos in a second, Shemayatim Beremet. Tosfos is going to say, Takazoi, that Rabbi Yossi said that this is a Chash Rochet. Why? Because only a Meshigana takes a cloth and puts it into the oven to warm it up. Because you could do it.
It'll get fire.
It'll get fire. I mean,
What if the cloth is wet?
The risk is greater than the reward.
Otazoi. So, Otazoi. So therefore, if Yossi says, come on, you make a Zeta that a person's going to see that a Talmid Chacham is going to crack egg into a cloth, he's going to do the same thing. He's not going to realize that this cloth got hot from the sun. He's going to think the cloth got hot in the oven. But who puts a cloth in an oven? You have to have Meshigah to do that. So Chacham said, okay, there's a lot of Meshigoyim in this world also. But Rabbi Yossi says, no, you don't say such a far Gzeda. Most people understand if it's a hot cloth, the cloth became hot from the sun, not from the oven. So there's no reason to make a Gzeda.
There's a place in a lot that when summer get to between 43, 45 degrees. Very, very hot.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
That's 110, 110.
Fahrenheit.
Not Fahrenheit, centigrade.
That's centigrade.
Centigrade.
How do you translate it, Rabbi?
108.
108.
108.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
You double this.
Every one of them is 2 degrees of Alice.
So 40 is 80, and 3 is 86.
So it's about 102, maybe 103,
Why?
maybe.
1.8.
Was it
Do the
40?
math, get a calculator on your phone.
Bekitzer, on the beach over there, people take a regular machavat.
Day 32 is
What? Put it on the sand. Nothing there. Take an egg and crack it, and start cooking. So how do you sit on the beach? It's so hot. So you put a towel and shoes. You have thick shoes, so you don't burn yourself. And after a little while, you have to go to the water and come back, because if not, you push it burn. So mamish, you're cooking egg like
On the
it's in
sand.
fire, on
Mamish
the
like
sand.
what the mission is
The
talking
sand-
about.
The sand are so hot. And
You
all
put a
see,
frying-
take a little bit oil, to warm up a little bit, so you shouldn't stuck. And you see like bubble, And then you turn to the other side.
Also California, Death Valley, California.
Wow.
It's like 120 degrees there.
And
Wow.
no fire, nothing.
Wow.
Yes,
Like,
then- if you want to walk like 10 meters to the water without shoes, you burn your feet. That's a hot is the sun.
wow. It's unbelievable.
I'm saying
The water there,
Water is it cool you down. It's hot.
that's
now.
Mea Yam, right?
Shmuel, you were
It's
there?
ocean.
Shmuel, you were there, Shmuel?
No, I wasn't allowed to go there.
So how do you know about this?
I saw videos a couple times.
Wow.
45 degrees is
A
130.
lot. There's places that people walking with like birthday clothes. So it's known this place. Yeah, so we don't go to this place.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't go there last week because you're not allowed to.
So what
When I
I'm
look at the last
trying
one.
to say, that we're worried about someone doing this is not really practical, right? So how do we resolve this? By saying that we should.
So that's what Rabbi Yossi says. Doesn't make sense to make a Gzeda.
In Canada,
Comes-
my son showed me.
Make a Gzeda.
Lahavdil. My son in Canada showed me a video. He take a hot water from the China, right? His mom said he could make coffee. You go outside and he throw it.
Becomes snow.
Became water. You get a cloud of
Snow.
snow. So cold.
Wow,
I'm saying
Extreme.
it's skin from so hot to cold like this.
unbelievable. Sag the Gemara.
The truck driver don't start the truck, the engine for a couple of months, 4 months. The engine on 24 hours.
Because they don't want it to get stuck.
Once it started off, that's it. You wouldn't be able to turn on.
Faster.
Wow. ולא יטמין אין בכל. We said that everyone agrees you're not allowed to put the egg in the sand. Verzog the Gemara, versteh nicht? V'liflig nami Rabbi Yossi beha. Why does Rabbi Yossi argue about this? The sand is also the heat of the sand is told us of the chama, like Shmulik just explained, that the sun is very hot and it bakes the sand, and then when you're cooking on the sand, it's mamish told us chama. So why doesn't Rabbi Yossi say it's mutter? Zog the Gemara, no, this is different. There's a gzeira. Rabba Omer gzeira shemayat min beremetz. Rabba said that there's a gzeira shemayat min beremetz. That what's this gzeira shemayat min beremetz? Rashi says the man that calls it sove mechti haylo b'shuli v'haylo b'shuli v'tervayu derech hatmona mali remetz mali choil shumachim oid Rabbi Yossi. But here there's a big chashash. Remetz is like coals that turn into ashes. There's little pieces of coal inside, but it looks like off of Efer, looks very similar. He sees that a Talmud Chochem is cooking an egg in hot sand that was cooked by the sun, and he's going to end up putting an egg into hot ashes that have coals inside, and it's mamash bishlam. So that's a gzeira de Rabbanan. Rabbi Yosef Amar, Rabbi Yosef says it's a girsa issue. According to Rashi, over here it says gzeira Shema, or not the word Zeta, but it words at least there's the word Hashem. Shema, Yozis, offer Mimkoima, that there's a Zeta, that we're scared that a person is going to move the sand. Rashi says, look at Rashi, Shem Yozis offer. Shem lo yeh Shem. Choil okor l'chol atzoyrech. V'osir l'azuzi offer David v'hava chayfa guma. That he's gonna there's a gzeida that he's not gonna have enough sand, and he's gonna start moving around sand, and it's considered choy for guma,
There's a lot, it's a Amalach.
which is one of the 49 malachas, which is yeah, it's choydish, the zabzach make a guma.
What do you do?
He's gonna move. He's gonna take he's not gonna have movable sand, and he's gonna start moving sand, which is dovuk to each other, and that's considered fefer guma. Why?
It's hard to believe.
Digging a pit, because there's two types of sand. There's beach sand, and then there's regular sand. Beach sand is very soft. So if you're going to scoop out a little bit of sand, the guma that's going to be there is going to be for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then it's
dissolved.
Yeah. So that's not called chodesh. That's not considered anything. There's no chadish here. That's we're holding Lamed Tes Amud Beis, Mamish in the middle of the. I'm sorry, Lamed Tes Amud Aleph. Yeah, Mamish in the middle. So V'lo yatminenu b'choil. There's 2 dots. So again, we said that Rabbi Yossi argues. Rabbi Yossi holds that Tul de Sachama is mutter, and we're not goyzer. So frag the Gemara, why over here, when he's cooking the egg in the sand, Rabbi Yossi has a problem with it. So v'liflag nam Rabbi Yossi beha. Rabba megzeh Shema yatmen beremetz. I'm scared he's going to be matmen beremetz. Which, according to Rashi, what is matmen beremetz? It's a gzeda because one person is going to put it in sand, the other person is going to put it in ashes. Rabbi Yossi Omar, there's a gzeda. What's the gzeda? One person is going to have enough sand, the other person is not going to have enough sand, and he's going to start digging into sand, which is a little bit wet, and he's making a guma, and that's chodesh. What's the difference? Offer tichoich means Rashi kolomer tichoich ba'oimek. It's very soft, beachy sand for very deep. There's like 6 inches down to the ground that there is a lot of beach sand here. The lemezes, there's no shash for mazes that he's going to start moving and making a pit. There's a long toisvus here, but really it comes down to Akiris Shaila. Rashi's Giris in the Gemara is Rabbi said Gzeide Shema Yat Memberem. And Rabbi Yosef also said Shema Yoz offer. So it's both a Gzeide. This is a Gzeide and this is a Gzeide. According to the Girsa of Toisus, the Rebbeinu Tam, it doesn't by Rabbi Yosef. It's like an argument. Rabbi Yosef Mitnei Shemez is offer. So not the Gzeide.
According Shama, it's the difference.
There's no Shema. Mipnei Shemei Zafar, which according to the Rebbeinu Tam, first pshat is because muktzah, because it's considered muktzah, and Rabbi says not considered muktzah because it's minatzad, or similar to Rashi because he's digging, he's making a chrisha, but not Shema. That's what he's doing. So the emphasis there's a mile in Rashi pshat and a mile in Rebbeinu Tam's pshat. I like Rabbeinu Tam's pshat in a way because it's mamish almost is more simple than Rashi in a way, because the Gemara says my benayu if there is a lot of sand. Usually when Chazal made a gzeira is zafila b'chadrei chadorim also. So why would you say that over here if there's a lot of sand, a little sand? Usually they made a gzeira. But if you learn like the Rebbeinu Tam is neiche. Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi said gzeira shema. Rabbi Yosef didn't say gzeira. He said it is not to do with Exeda. The problem is that he's digging. But if he's not digging, he's not digging. One shitta said Gzeda, maybe someone's gonna see that he's putting in sand, he's gonna put it in coals with ashes. And the second shitta says it's going to like Gzeda, but Paul Mamish, the guy's digging. My benayo, there's so much beach sand, he's not digging. So there's no gzeira.
When you take an egg and throw it in the sun of the ocean, by itself
it's gonna right.
It's deep down. You don't have to dig to put it by
Right,
itself.
it could by itself also. Right. But I'm saying this is the mile in the Rebbeinu Tam pshat. But Rashi doesn't like the Rebbeinu Tam's pshat. The Pashas is a big chison in Rebbeinu Tam's pshat also.
That's why
So according
because
it's also a girsa shayla. I mean, how did the Rashi go? But according to Rebbeinu Tam. So they both have a gzeda here. So you have to understand each one why he didn't like the other one's gzeda. It gets complicated. So anyway, so that's enough community in Rashi and Toisus. Zvag the Gemara weiter. Huh? Why do you say?
When you put the pot in, it's not moving the same.
So that's what we're talking about.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying.
because if it's tichoyach,
Yeah.
so that's not called that's
Tichoyach.
soft, beachy sand. So that indentation in the ground, as soon as you take the egg or the pot out, it'll take 15 minutes, and the sand is gonna. And a choifa gumma has to be something that stands. It'll stand for days, stand for a week.
choyesh, what choyesh?
It's sand. Yeah, that's why it has to be wet sand. And if a kid plays on Shabbos in a beach and sand, that's not okay. A kid is different. You could say whether he's not if you do, but even if it's a kid after bar mitzvah already, and he's playing with sand, that's not called chodesh because it's not going to last. It's going to 15 minutes. It'll go away.
Which hurts you? Wow.
Plowing. So yes, so sand that's a little bit stuck together. So when you dig, it will stay that way for a while. Mashank beachy sand, it's not going to stay. It's going to go away because it's very soft. It's going to fall into each other. Right, it's not chodesh.
Let's say you have a vegetable that's already detached in the ground. Let's say a carrot. Okay, well, you not take it out of the Shabbos if it's buried with some soil.
Yeah, if it's offered to chodesh, it's not a problem.
Shash that you did this, you took it, you undid it.
Well, you can have different problems over there if it's connected to the ground, if there's. But yeah, if it's not connected to anything and so you're just going to take it out, you didn't do anything.
Follow the movement of sand, right?
Right. Well, whatever depends if the sand is considered muktzah or not. This is all part of the discussion. This is according to the Rebbeinu Tam. The mezes offer, according to one pshat, this is because you're moving a sand which is muktzah, and you're moving it even though you're moving it through something else, but that's considered moving sand.
Even if it's not kavanah,
Yeah, it's because it's minatzad. It's It's tiltum etzach mei tiltul. Zog the Gemara weiter, meisvi chumakasha. Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, Shimon Gamliel holds like Rabbi Yosef, the Galkal and Beitz, Rabbi Kag, Reiteach, that you're allowed to cook an egg on a gav reiteach. Why? Why? Because the gag reiteach is the reiteach from the chama. And again, we said that you're allowed to cook in the sun.
So why does it make difference if you have a cloth there or directly on the roof?
Because Rav Shimon Gamliel holds like Rabbi Yosef that we're not goyzer. Big deal. Told the Sachama. Rav Shimon Gamliel holds like Rabbi Yosef probably that any told the Sachama is mutter.
Well, you were never confused that the dog is heated up.
Right. That will be even less exactly. No one can ever make a confusion here. Beime galgalin beitza al gabi sidroiteach. But if it's sidroiteach, seed is like a certain type of cement or plaster, or tar, and apparently that's the heat. It gets heated up, like when people put tar. Yeah, they put the fire, and then they. So if it's still hot on Shabbos, it's because Erev Shabbos the Jose and Shmozeh heated up the tar on the fire, and then it's a geschmiert on the gag, so it's still heat from the fire. It's not from the sun. So the Mishlam Amar Gzeir Shem Yatman Beremetz. According to that opinion, like a lamigzeh on a roof.
What's remnants again?
It emits that maybe if one guy's going to do it in the sand, the other guy's going to do it in
Coals.
the coals. So over here is like a lamigzeh on a roof. What can the gzeir could it be? According to the opinion that we're scared about Mez's offer, whatever the problem Mez's offer, according to Rashi Mez's offer, because he's making a pit in the ground. Ligzer on the gag also, he'll make a pit in the gag to put the egg deeper in. So Gemara stam gag lays by offer, even though some gagas are made in those days with offer. Stam gag, there isn't that way, so there's no reason to be goyzer. They had mud roofs. But Stam gag was not that way. So therefore, we're not going to be goyzer. Toshma, Maisa also on Tveria, Veviu Silon Sholtzon and Lotech Ama Sholcham. That's what the Gemara, the Mishnah says. If you were going to say that the issue is Yatum Beremetz, Haina the Dami Latmona, we can understand that there's a shaykhs of Atmona. Unfortunately, we missed
What's the
out.
problem with it? They want to cool down the chametz or they want to make the.
So let me go
cool water too
directly
hot?
to the third shot in Toisos. The third shot in Toisos, which is the most like they had they used to have a pipe that went through.
Yeah.
They had a freshwater pipe.
But
The city
what's
at
What
Tveria,
they wanted to do, they want to warm up the cold water.
Warm
Yeah.
up, yeah.
and the
Oh,
pipe went
okay.
through the Chami Tveria, and then it went out into a pool.
Of course, the mamish cooking.
So it's mamish cooking, and it's Damya Latmona because there's bubbling hot water, and inside you put a pipe that's mamish like
Well,
Atmona.
you need a boiler in a house. That's what they actually do.
Right.
Putting cold water.
It's more than just a boiler. They had like a pipe going in. So it's mamish that dumya of Atmona. Alamanda Neshamez offer Mkoimoi, that the issue was that Mezes offer Mkoimoi, and that was the problem with cooking on choil. So whatever the problem Mezes offer, if what's the shaykh of the pipe? My iklamim. So Gemora Misobar Maise Tveria Seifekoi. Do you think the Maise Tveria is talking about the Seifer, which the Mishnah was talking about cooking something, cooking an egg in the sand, in the Eilat, on the beach? No, that's not what we're talking about. Areshakoi, the story of the people of Tveria is a discussion with the Aresha. We said earlier in the Mishnah, you're not allowed to cook an egg in a shmata. Why? Because the shmata got hot, not in the oven, but in the sun. And if is not goizer one over the other, because 99% of the people, when they're not going to put the sedarim in the oven. Says, this was the discussion. Ha meiser, the anshe tveria, the teldes chamo, also la. You see that the Anshe Tveria were cooking cold water in Kame Tveria. And that's toiled the Sakama. And still, from said to them, it's also Omar Lahu. So the Yosi answered, Baba Mises. Ahu told us oiru. The water of the Tveria is toiled the sir. The Chalfi Pischa de Gehenim. How did you think it got hot? Think it got hot. So
See.
did it show him in Gehenim when they go in the elevator 100 minus 100 floors. And over there they have big boilers, huge boilers that are cooking hot water. And the Chamet Tveria is going at Pischa de Gehenim. And that's how it got hot. Now you know why it stinks like sulfur. Because it comes from Gehenim, so it stinks.
Never freeze over.
Exactly. So therefore he said that I is Kenayan.
So in Hebrew, it's a slang. It says Chambet Vayet.
What?
It's a slang in Hebrew. It's Chambet Vayet.
Chamet
When
Tveria.
it's hot, it's oh Chambet Vayet. It's a shogeno.
Pischa de Gehenim.
Wow.
It's just the same joke.
Huh? Yeah. But this is Nishkin. So, but
It's hot and not heated from the sun.
it's not heated from the sun. No, it's a natural thing. That's from under the ground. Yeah.
You cannot put that pipe.
It's already
Water-
forms that got that
And the
became.
woman said,
Yeah.
"What's the big deal? That's the Chami.
It's still a little
The Chami Tveria is
cold
the
and hot,
Sakama."
still hot.
And we say, and so we
That's what's
see
in
that
the-
the Sakama, according to Rabbanon, is also. So he said, it's not told us the Sakama, it's told us the oil. Because the water that coming from under the ground goes up pieces of the Gehenna. Like someone just said, everything ain't nikra yoytzim
I
b'dei
want to make
pshuta.
barbecue. And
There's for sure that everything in the Torah is Torah's emes, but Torah is also Torah's chaim. And from here we see an unbelievable lesson of Avodas Hashem. What can the good can come out from Gehenna? But
Now, why urge Israel that have Gehenna? It shouldn't be the other way around. It should be in the places where they don't have to do so.
But you see, Fatzfaket, that this is the people that have machlas, the Eibishter made, that dafke, the water that goes up Pischa de Gehinnim, gets a certain mile and heals up the people. It heals the people. So you see that this thing, that the Gehennim itself could turn into something good.
The Chamet Vayet made them went up and make a shidduch also. Like a
What?
Okay, listen.
That was a gainer.
Okay, stop at this.
you learn the page.
When I was there,
No, no,
it was
no.
quite hot. It was quite hot. I went in there. Toivel. It was hot. Could be they control it. It could be hotter or colder. It was it was a
Depends how many
fancy
people are
spot.
burning in hell.
Hell always has room, unfortunately.
I was now at some winter, they have like a park. Where you see the fryer, they come with bathing suits in the park, and there's a pool. One on one side, one on the other, and Mabel and S is on the top. Mabel is on the top, and look to the right of, and you see like
Tveria is a funny place.
it's a very funny place, and they're in bathing suits, and what do you think they're doing? It's like, it's Hamatarium.
But that reason is quite the
The
opposite.
water
quite
onto the
opposite.
outside,
Yeah.
to a pool.
Freezing.
I don't think that's coming Tveria. Coming Tveria is much deeper down. There is. It's not.
It's 50 degrees, and they're in bathing
Go to
suits.
Sfat, go to the Ritas mikvah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're holding Amar Chizda. Tomorrow, Blin Neder, I'd like to do a little more Gemara. Why? Because next week, Tuesday, we're not going to have a shir. Next week, Tuesday,
But he didn't feel like one time.
we're going to the farm in Long Island.
It's like
Yes, we're going out to the field. We're going to have a big bonfire. We're going to bring around the fire.
Masada?
Melech Basada, yes.
Rabbi, are there going to be rides to that bonfire, Rabbi? Excuse me.
What'd you say?
I have a question about the log bowmer, right? So I saw the email. Yeah, is there going to be rides there? Because I heard last year you guys were giving rides out.